Aaron Burnett, and out front tonight we have breaking news, an imminent threat. New U.S. intelligence shows that North Korea has now likely completed all launch preparations and a missile test could be, quote, imminent. Kyung La is in Seoul, and Pyongyang is warning foreigners to leave South Korea immediately. As again, you're standing there seeing how people are responding. Are they taking that threat seriously?
Yes, to a certain extent, and here's why. Because this sort of threat levied directly at foreign visitors to South Korea, this is a little more rare than all of the other threats. This is a ratcheting up of the psychological warfare. Foreign visitors here aren't used to being directly spoken to by the North Korean government via North Korean television, so this is a little more unusual. I can tell you, though, that while they are paying attention, they're not alarmed. I did speak with one American visitor who is here on business. She says that she did take the unusual step, something she doesn't normally do, of registering with the U.S. Embassy. But she says it didn't stop her from traveling here. It's not going to stop her from doing business here, in part because the U.S. government is not restricting travel to South Korea yet. This is, though, Aaron, having an impact on the stock market here as well as the currency, and that's certainly concerning everybody in the region.
And Ken, you know, we also just learned that, and this was going to shock a lot of people watching, I mean, it did me, given the rhetoric, that apparently American and North Korean officials actually met last month here in New York City. What do you know about that meeting?
Well, we know that this was a secret meeting. There is an absence of normal relations between the United States and North Korea. We don't have any direct diplomatic ties to North Korea. But what I can tell you is that this was a back-channel meeting. There are regular back-channel meetings with the U.S. envoy to these six-party talks and the North Korean vice deputy ambassador to the United Nations. This was something that was done in New York, the United States expressing that what they wanted was a return to diplomacy with Pyongyang. The official to Pyongyang saying we're going to communicate that to North Korea. But apparently, Aaron, it wasn't either communicated well or they're not listening because we are where we are.
Thanks, Kyung. And out front tonight now, Pentagon Press Secretary George Little. And George, North Korea is warning something could happen starting April 10th. And of course, it's now April 10th in North Korea. So should we brace ourselves?
Aaron, it would be unsurprising if the North Koreans decided to conduct a missile launch in the near future. They've done that in the past, but hopefully they exercise restraint and do not undertake this kind of irresponsible and provocative act. If they did conduct a missile launch, it would be in violation of their international obligations, and it's time for them to come into compliance with those obligations.
If they did some sort of a launch, a test, and of course they have done this before, this time, given what's happening, would that spark retaliation from the United States or just the U.S. saying, we can't believe you did that, you shouldn't have done it?
It's not for me to speculate on what we may or may not do, but the American people, the South Korean people, and the North Korean regime should know that our leaders are prepared to make the right decisions and to make the right decisions quickly.
Last week I spoke with Republican Congressman Peter King, and he said he doesn't always agree with the administration, but he said that you've been doing a great job with regards to North Korea. He said it again and again, but he also said he thinks a preemptive attack could be warranted, and here's his exact words.
If we have good reason to believe there's going to be an attack, I believe we have the right to take preemptive action to protect ourselves. I don't think we have to wait until Americans are killed or wounded or injured in any way.
Is he right?
I think our leaders in Washington and the American people are united on the following point, and that is that we are all prepared to protect our interests, our troops, our territory, and our allies in the region, Aaron.
So I'm wondering how much, you feel we really know about what's happening, whether we would be able to know the right moment to act. Former CIA operative Bob Baer told us today that the U.S. does not have quality intelligence on what's happening in North Korea. In fact, he said that we know less than we thought we knew about Iraq prior to that invasion. So are you 100% certain, George, that you have enough intelligence to stop North Korea before they fire or not?
We have very solid information, and we are closely monitoring the situation. You can never have 100% perfect intelligence, but we have very good intelligence, let me assure you of that.